Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel Special Education with Asma Yunus. Today we will do the very important topic epilepsy. What is epilepsy? Uh, Yesterday, 2 days before, how came this that I choose this topic? After vacation, one of my students is very upset. She is just crying and she has uh, very distorted behavior. I'm very upset that why she has such type of behavior. I call her parents and they tell that she got fits last week. That's the reason she is epileptic. That's the reason her behavior is in this type. So I have decided to write a detailed prescription of epilepsy. What is epilepsy and how it affects? Epilepsy is a chronic disorder that causes unprovoked recurrent seizures. A seizure is a sudden rush of electrical activity in the brain. There are two main types of seizures. Generalized seizures affect the whole brain. Focal or partial seizures affect just one part of the brain. So basically, it's the brain electrical activity that is done in brain. So it affect the brain. So brain is the main part of the human body. So the whole life of the epileptic person or epileptic child is disturbed by this. So today I will discuss the detail symptoms of epilepsy, causes of epilepsy, and all these things. These are related to epilepsy. Now we are talking about what are the symptoms of epilepsy that I have seen in my student. Seizures are main symptoms of epilepsy. Symptoms differ from person to person according to type of seizures, and it depends on the type of epilepsy. Either it's generalized, partial, or which type of epilepsy. Epilepsy is fairly common neurological disorder that affects 65 million people around the world. In the United States, it affects about 3 million people. Anyone can develop epilepsy, but it's more common in young children and older adults. It occurs more slightly in male than in females. Facial or partial seizures. A simple seizure that does not involve loss of consciousness. Symptoms in loss of consciousness symptoms include alteration to sense of taste, smell, sight, hearing, or touch, dizziness, or slippery, tightening, and twitching of limbs. These are the symptoms of focal seizures. Then is complex seizures involve loss of awareness or consciousness. Other symptoms include staring blankly, unresponsiveness, performing repetitive movements. These are the symptoms of my student. That she is staring blankly and very unresponsiveness, performing repetitive movement. Like I said apple, she said apple, and I show her flashcard of mango. She will repeat apple, apple, apple. These are the symptoms of complex partial seizures, and involve loss of awareness or involve loss of awareness and consciousness. In this type of seizures, the individual lost consciousness. And now we are moving towards the next, that is generalized seizures. What are generalized seizures? The generalized seizures involve the whole brain. There are six types. There are six types. Absence seizures, which used to be called petit mal seizures, cause a blank stare. This type of seizure may cause repetitive movement like lip smacking or blinking. There are also usually a short loss of awareness, and the individual or the patient have usually a short loss of awareness. These are common in the type in epileptic patient with generalized seizure or absence seizure. The next is tonic seizures cause muscle stiffness. Atonic seizures leads to loss of muscle control and can make you fall down suddenly. And atonic, I have also seen the student with atonic seizures. She fell down in assembly. So that's the reason she fell down. She has atonic seizures. Clonic seizures are characterized by repeated jerky muscle movements of the face, neck, and arms. These are the symptoms of chronic clonic seizures. The next is myoclonic seizures cause spontaneous quick twisting of arms and legs. Quickly twist of legs and arms. Tonic-clonic seizures used to be called grand mal seizures. Symptoms include stiffening of the body, shaking of the body, loss of bladder or bowel movement, biting of tongue, loss of consciousness. These are the symptoms of tonic-clonic seizures, and it's very severe epileptic or severe seizures that include biting of tongue, loss of consciousness, shaking, loss of bladder or bowel control. These all are symptoms. So it's very difficult to deal with this type of patients. You have to be very patient. You have to show patience, and you should have tolerance to deal this type of epileptic patient. Is epileptic. Next is epileptic heredity. There may be many as 500 genes that relate to epilepsy. Genes genetic may also provide with a natural seizure threshold. If you inherit a low seizure threshold, you are more vulnerable to seizure triggers. A high threshold means you are less likely to have seizures. So it's heredity. You have more threshold towards the epilepsy. A good way to find out triggers is to keep a seizure journal. After each seizure, note the following: day and time, what activity you are involved in, day and time, what activity you are involved in, what was happening around you, unusual sights, smells, or sounds. This is journal for the to find out the trigger of seizures. There may be a strong trigger that involve in the epileptic seizures. These may provoke epileptic seizures. The next is identifying trigger is not always easy. A single incident does not always mean something is a trigger. It's often a combination of factors that trigger a seizures. It is true on single event you cannot characterize seizure. The next is complex partial seizure. I have discussed this earlier, that staring blankly, unresponsive, performing irritating movement. These are the symptoms of this type of movement. Slide is what triggers an epileptic seizure. Some people are able to identify things or situations that can trigger seizures. A few of most commonly reported triggers are lack of sleep, illness, or fever. These are the triggers. If you are epileptic or your child is epileptic, you should take care of his or her sleep. And illness or fever may also trigger seizure. And the next is stress. Stress is also trigger bright lights, flashing lights or patterns, caffeine, alcohol, medicines, or drugs. These are the triggers. The next is stress, bright lights, flashing lights. These are the triggers of lack of oxygen to brain tumors, dementia, Alzheimer's disease. These all are the risk factors. Epilepsy sometimes run in families. Still, the risk of medication, the risk of inheriting the condition is fairly low. Most parents with epilepsy don't have children with epilepsy. In general, the risk of developing epilepsy by age 20 is about 1%, or 1 in every 100 people. If you have a parent with epilepsy due to genetic cause, your risk rises to somewhere between 2 to 5%. So it is understood how heredity, either the epilepsy is heredity or not. These are the ratio, and this is the research based ratio that usually it happens that most parents with epilepsy don't have children with epilepsy. So it vary, and variations are always there. There is no hard and fast rule. It depends.
and the risk factor about 20 age of 20, it's about 1% risk in 1 in 100 people. And if you have a parent with epilepsy due to genetic cause, your risk rise to somewhere between 2 to 5%. So these are the ratios of epilepsy patient, or genetic cause, or all these things. Now we are moving towards the next, that is how it affects, how epilepsy affects, and how it play a role. Next is, how is epilepsy diagnosed. Epilepsy, if you suspect you don't have a seizure, see your doctor as soon as possible. A seizure can be symptom of a serious medical issue. If you have a seizure, you should consult to the doctor firstly, then he will move towards the test or other things. Your medical history, and symptoms will help your doctor decide which test will be helpful. You will probably have a neurological examination to test your motor abilities and mental functioning. Then basically it is the mental imbalancing. That's why the mental abilities test. In order to diagnose epilepsy, other condition that cause seizure should be ruled out. Your doctor will probably order to complete blood count and chemistry of the blood. Blood test may be used to look for sign of infectious disease, liver and kidney function, blood glucose levels. These are the tests as described by the doctor. Now, epilepsy, other condition that cause seizure should be ruled out. Your doctor will probably order to complete blood count and chemistry of the blood, and the all other things, other important tests that are required for the assessment. Imaging tests that can reveal tumor and other abnormalities that can cause seizures. These might include CT scan, comotor tomography, MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, positron emission tomography, PET, single photon emission, and computerized tomography. These are the tests for the seizures assessment. EEG, electroencephalogram, is the most common test used in diagnosing epilepsy. First, electrodes are attached to your scalp with a paste. It is a non-invasive, painless test. You may be asked to perform a test, or it is very important test for the diagnosis of epilepsy. The next is, some treatment options include anti-epileptic, anticonvulsant, anti-seizure drugs. These medication can reduce the number of seizures you have. In some people, they eliminate seizures. To be effective, the medication must be taken exactly as prescribed. Anti-epileptic medicines are used for the to reduce the chances of epilepsy or to manage epilepsy. Vagus nerve stimulator. This device is surgically placed under the skin of the chest and electrically stimulates that the nerve that runs throughout your neck. This can help and prevent seizures. This can also help out to prevent seizures. The next is ketogenic diet. More than half of people who don't have respond to medications benefit from this high fat, low carbohydrate diet. Basically, it's the chart of in which the doctor advice you have to take more fats and low carbohydrates diet. In the end, you will see the pyramid or flow chart of the ketogenic dietary recommendations for people with epilepsy. The ketogenic diet is often recommended for children with epilepsy. This diet is low in carbohydrates and high fat. That diet forces the body to use fat for energy instead of glucose, a process called ketosis. In this process, glucose is used. The next is, the diet requires a strict balance between fats, carbohydrates, and protein. That's why it's best to work with a nutritionist or dietitian. Children on this diet must be carefully monitored by a doctor. And if the diet is controlled, automatically the epileptic patient will be recovered. There are less chances of seizures. Surgery. Is surgery an option for epilepsy management? If medication can't decrease the number of seizures, another option is surgery. The most common surgery is resection. This involves removing the part of the brain where and the most common surgery is resection. This involves removing the part of the brain where the seizure starts. Most often, the temporal lobe is removed in a procedure known as temporal lobotomy. In some cases, this can stop seizure activity, and this surgery is very costly, and it is the last option if the medicines are not working in a proper way. If diet plan is not working, the doctors choose the last option, that is surgery. And in surgery they remove the part of the brain which involved in seizures or brain motor activity, and mostly the temporal lobe is removed in a it is very difficult and tough procedure, and its surgery is very complicated and risky, and it is the last option for the treatment. In some cases you will be kept awake during this surgery. That's why doctor can talk to you and avoid removing part of the brain that control important functions such as vision and hearing, speech, and the temporal lobe controlling vision and hearing. Diets tend to be low in fiber and high in fats. Constipation is common side effect. Talk to a doctor before starting a new diet and make sure you are getting vital nutrients. In any case, not eating processed food can help and improve your health. Uh, Children with epilepsy may experience uncertainty in their livers, in their lives. The prospect of sudden seizure in front of friends and classmates can be stressful. These feelings can cause a child to act out or withdraw from social situation. That's the reason child avoids social situation. He dislikes these figures. The people remind him how you have it. Epilepsy and behavior. There is a connection. Children with epilepsy tend to have more learning and behavioral problems that those who won't. Sometimes there is a connection, but these problems are not always caused by epilepsy, and it is not understood that your behavior is changed just by epilepsy. There may be other factors that involves your change in behavior, but if you have if a child have fit, he will move towards zero, and if he have he is doing work well done, but after a year after this brain activity he will be zero. For adolescents and adults with epilepsy, a modified Atkinson diet may be recommended. This diet is also high in fat and involve a controlled carb intake. Diet is a good option, but mostly children are not following the diet plan, and they are not happy to take Atkins diet as well. About half of adults who try the modified Atkins diet experience fewer seizures, and adults who are taking modified diets have fewer seizures. Results may be seen as quickly as a few months. Living with epilepsy, what to expect? Epilepsy is chronic disorder that can affect many parts of your life. Laws vary from state to state, but if you are serious, you may not allowed to drive, because driving is very difficult, and if you have seizure, you may met an accident, and a seizure can be in any place, because you never know when a seizure will occur. Many activities like crossing a busy street can become dangerous. This problem can lead to loss of independence. Some other complications of epilepsy may include a risk of permanent damage or death, because you are not aware of consciousness, and you cannot drive, you cannot cross road rose independently. Children with epilepsy may experience uncertainty. Most children learn to adjust over time, while other social dysfunction can continue into adulthood. Between 30 to 70% of the people with epilepsy also have depression, anxiety, or both. Depression, just because of the fits. Anxiety is also in their behavior. If there is epilepsy, you have to take care of your child, and you should not take your child alone. You should be always there, because there is no plan, or there is no specific time for the seers. There supervision is also required, or there should be a guardian or person who will take care of the injury. Some people experience a change in behavior in the minute or hours before a seizure. This could be related to abnormal brain activity preceding a seizure, or may include inattentiveness, irritability, hyperactivity, aggressiveness. These are the symptoms of a seizure. Thank you so much. I will share the diet plan, keto diet. That is, doctor will give this chart: crab 5%, vegetables. Then the protein ratio is 20%. That is egg, meat, and the fat ratio is you are watching. It is increased. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, and like, please. Allah Hafiz and Assalamu alaikum.